The Science of Getting Rich, written by Wallace D. Wattles and originally published in 1910. Edited and narrated by Audible Aria. Chapter 1. The Right to be Rich. Some people praise poverty, but the truth is, you cannot live a full and successful life unless you are rich. A person cannot reach their highest potential in talent or personal growth without money, because developing skills in the soul requires access to resources, which can only be bought with money. People grow in mind, body, and soul by using things, and in today's society, money is needed to get those things. That's why learning how to become rich is the foundation for personal progress. The purpose of life is to grow and improve, and every person has the right to reach their full potential. Having the right to live means having the right to everything necessary for full mental, spiritual, and physical development. In other words, the right to be rich. In this book, I will not speak of riches in a symbolic way. Being truly rich does not mean settling for little when you are capable of having and enjoying more. Nature's goal is growth and expansion, so every person should have everything that adds power, beauty, and richness to life. Being satisfied with less than you can achieve is wrong. A rich person is someone who has all they need to live the best life possible, and no one can have everything they want without plenty of money. Life has become so complex that even an ordinary person needs a lot of money to live a complete life. Every person naturally wants to reach their full potential. This desire to grow is part of human nature, and we cannot stop wanting to become the best version of ourselves. Success in life means becoming what you want to be, and that requires access to resources, which can only be freely obtained with money. That's why understanding how to get rich is one of the most important things to learn. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be rich. The desire for wealth is simply the desire for a fuller, better life, and this is a good thing. Someone who does not want to improve their life is not normal, and neither is a person who does not want enough money to buy what they need. Life has three main aspects: the body, the mind, and the soul. None of these is more important than the other, and all must be fully expressed for a person to live completely. It is not right to focus only on the soul while neglecting the mind and body. Nor is it right to focus only on the mind while ignoring the body and soul. Likewise, living only for physical pleasure while ignoring intellect and spirit leads to an unbalanced life. No one can be truly happy unless all parts of their being, body, mind, and soul, are fully active and satisfied. When a person cannot express their potential, they feel unfulfilled. Unfulfilled desires show that there is potential waiting to be realized. A person cannot live fully in their body without good food, proper clothing, a warm home, and freedom from excessive labor. Rest and leisure are also essential. For mental development, a person needs books, time to learn, opportunities to travel and explore, and interactions with intelligent people. They also need access to arts and culture to enrich their minds. For spiritual fulfillment, a person needs love. But poverty limits love's expression. True happiness comes from giving to others, and a person who has nothing to give cannot fully be a good spouse, parent, or citizen. Material things are necessary for the full development of body, mind, and soul. That is why being rich is so important. It is completely natural to want to be rich. If you are a normal person, you cannot help but desire wealth. It is also right to focus on learning how to become rich, because this is one of the most valuable and necessary subjects. If you ignore it, you fail in your duty to yourself, to God, and to society. The best way to serve both God and humanity is by becoming the best version of yourself. Chapter 2. There is a science of getting rich. Just like algebra or arithmetic, it follows specific laws. And if someone learns and follows these laws, they will become rich with certainty. Wealth comes from doing things in a particular way. Those who act in this way, whether knowingly or by chance, become rich. Those who don't, no matter how hard they work or how skilled they are, stay poor. This is because the same causes always lead to the same effects. Therefore, anyone who learns and applies this method will inevitably become rich. This idea is proven by the fact that wealth is not simply a result of one's surroundings. If environment alone determined wealth, then everyone in a particular area or profession would be rich, while others in different locations would all be poor. But we see rich and poor people living in the same neighborhoods and working in the same industries. This shows that success is not mainly about environment. While some locations or industries may be more favorable, when two people in the same business and area have different financial outcomes, it proves that getting rich depends on doing things in a certain way. It is also not just about talent. Many skilled people stay poor, while others with little talent accumulate wealth. Rich people are often ordinary in ability, meaning they do not become wealthy because they are exceptionally talented. Instead, they follow specific actions that lead to wealth. Getting rich is not simply about saving money. Some very frugal people remain poor, while some big spenders get rich. Nor is it about doing something unique. Two people can be in the same business, doing almost identical things, yet one becomes wealthy while the other does not. This confirms that getting rich depends on a specific way of doing things. If wealth is the result of this method, and the same actions lead to the same results, then anyone who follows these steps can become rich. Some might wonder if this method is too difficult for most people to follow. However, intelligence or talent is not the deciding factor. Both highly intelligent and less capable people become rich. Strength or health is not a requirement either. Physically strong and weak individuals alike have succeeded financially. While some level of understanding is necessary, anyone who can read and grasp these ideas can get rich. It is also not strictly about location. While it's important to be where there are people to do business with, wealth is not limited to any one place. If someone in your area or field can become rich, so can you. Success is not about picking a specific profession or business. People get rich in every industry, while others in the same field struggle. It helps to work in a business you enjoy and one that matches your skills. Some businesses also work better in certain locations. An ice cream shop does better in warm climates than in freezing ones, for example. But overall, wealth depends on doing things in a particular way, not on the industry itself. Lack of money is not a permanent barrier to getting rich. While having money makes it easier to grow wealth, those who already have capital are not concerned with how to become rich. If you follow the right method, you will start acquiring money and opportunities, no matter how poor you are. Even if you are in debt, have no connections, or lack resources, applying this method will start you on the path to wealth. Since the same actions always lead to the same results, you will begin accumulating money. If you have no capital, you can acquire it. If you are in the wrong business, you can move into the right one. If you are in the wrong location, you can relocate. You can do all of this by applying the right method where you are now, which will eventually lead you to success. Chapter 3 is opportunity monopolized. No one remains poor because all opportunities have been taken away from them or because others have taken control of all the wealth. While some industries may be dominated by large corporations or monopolies, new opportunities always arise. You may not be able to take over a major railroad company, as that field is already controlled by powerful interests, but other transportation industries, such as electric railways and even future advancements in air travel, are still developing. These emerging fields will create countless new opportunities, employing millions of people. Instead of competing in an overcrowded market, why not explore new industries where success is more attainable? If you work for a large corporation, such as a steel trust, you may feel that you have no chance of ever owning such a business. However, by taking the right steps, you can free yourself from that employment and create your own wealth. One possible path is farming. Owning and intensively cultivating a small plot of land between 10 and 40 acres can lead to financial success. Some might argue that buying land is impossible, but this is not true. There are ways to obtain land and build wealth through agriculture, and I will explain how this can be done. Opportunities in business shift over time, depending on society's needs and progress. Right now in America, the greatest opportunities are in agriculture and related industries. Farmers, more than factory workers, have access to new possibilities for wealth. Those who supply farmers with goods and services have better chances of success than those who cater only to factory workers. Likewise, professionals who serve agricultural communities have more opportunities than those who focus on industrial laborers. People who go with the flow of economic trends rather than fighting against them will find prosperity. Factory workers are not trapped in poverty because they are oppressed by corporations. They remain in their current position because they do not follow the correct approach to wealth. If American workers decided to act differently, they could follow the example of cooperative industries in other countries, such as Belgium. They could create their own large-scale businesses, elect representatives who support their financial interests, and introduce policies that promote cooperative ownership. Over time, they could peacefully gain control of industries and markets. The laws of wealth apply to all people in the same way. Workers remain in their current economic status because they continue to act as they always have. However, an individual worker is not bound by the habits or limitations of the larger group. Anyone who follows the correct principles of wealth building can rise above their class and achieve financial success. Poverty does not exist because there is a shortage of resources. There is more than enough wealth for everyone. The materials available in just one country could provide luxurious housing, fine clothing, and abundant food for every person on Earth. If the land in the United States were cultivated more efficiently, it could produce enough wool, cotton, linen, and silk to clothe every person in the world more elegantly than the wealthiest kings of history. There is no real limit to the available resources, only limits in how people think and act. The visible supply of resources on Earth is vast, but the true supply is even greater. Everything in existence comes from a fundamental, original substance from which all things emerge. This substance continuously takes new forms. Old materials dissolve, and new ones take their place. The physical world is made from this formless substance, and far more can be created from it than has ever been used before. Nature is not lacking in anything. The universe is full of abundance, constantly creating more. If resources are depleted, they are renewed. If soil becomes exhausted and can no longer produce food, it can be restored. If gold and silver are mined until they seem to disappear, more will emerge if society still has a need for them. The formless substance of the universe responds to human needs and will never allow life to be without necessary resources. This principle applies not just to humanity as a whole, but also to individuals. Collectively, the human race is always growing richer, and no one is truly held back by a lack of resources. People remain poor only because they do not follow the correct method for acquiring wealth. The formless substance of the universe is intelligent and responds to human thought and action. It is alive and always expanding toward greater life and expression. The universe itself is a living presence, continuously evolving toward fuller expression of life. Everything in nature moves toward growth, progress, and expansion. Because of this, everything that contributes to human well-being is abundantly provided. There is no true shortage of anything. And there never will be unless the fundamental principles of the universe are contradicted. No one is kept poor because there is not enough wealth available. The resources of the universe are unlimited and available to those who understand how to access them. This book will show how anyone can tap into these limitless resources by thinking and acting in a certain way. Chapter 4. The first principle in the science of getting rich. There is a formless, intelligent substance that makes up everything in the universe. This substance responds to thought, meaning that whatever is imagined in it takes shape in the physical world. Every object, plant, or natural phenomenon exists because it was first held as a thought in this formless substance. The entire universe operates on this principle, with everything around us being the result of thought shaping matter into form. The universe itself was created through thought. When the formless substance held the idea of a moving system of planets, it formed and set them into motion. When it imagined an oak tree, it initiated the natural processes that would lead to the tree's slow but certain growth. Everything follows patterns already established. So things do not appear instantly, but come into existence through the processes of nature. This same principle applies to human creation. Before anything is made, it first exists as an idea in the mind. A house, for example, does not appear instantly when someone imagines it, but their thought influences the movement of materials, labor, and energy to bring it into reality. If there were no existing ways to construct that house, new methods would emerge to make it possible. No thought goes without effect. It always leads to creation. Human beings are unique in their ability to think and create new ideas. So far, people have mostly focused on reshaping what already exists, cutting wood, molding metal, and rearranging physical materials. However, they have not realized that they can influence the formless substance directly with their thoughts, leading to the creation of entirely new things. A person's way of doing things comes from the way they think. To take the right actions, they must first think in the right way. The first step toward wealth is training the mind to think in accordance with truth rather than appearances. It is easy to accept what seems to be real: poverty, illness, struggle. But real power comes from focusing on abundance, health, and success, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. Most people avoid deep thinking because it is difficult. The greatest mental challenge is holding on to truth when surrounded by evidence that contradicts it. When faced with hardship, a person must resist the belief that they are limited and instead hold the thought of prosperity. When confronted with sickness, they must affirm health. This kind of thinking requires strength, but those who master it gain control over their lives and can create the reality they desire. The foundation of success lies in understanding that the universe operates on thought. There is a limitless, intelligent substance that responds to focused thinking. When a person impresses an idea upon it, that idea begins to take form in the world. Accepting this truth without doubt or hesitation is essential. Any disbelief weakens the process and prevents success. To fully embrace this understanding, a person must immerse themselves in these ideas until they become a core belief. They must avoid sources of doubt, whether in books, lectures, or discussions, that could shake their faith in this principle. Questioning why or how it works is unnecessary. What matters is fully trusting in the process. Success begins with complete belief in the power of thought. Once a person fully accepts that their mind shapes reality, they can move forward with the confidence that they are capable of creating the wealth and life they desire. Chapter 5. Increasing Life. You must completely abandon the old belief that a higher power wants you to be poor, or that staying in poverty serves a divine purpose. The universe is made of an intelligent, living substance that exists in everything, including you. Because it is alive, it naturally seeks growth and expansion. Every living thing, simply by existing, increases itself. Just as a seed planted in the ground multiplies into 100 more seeds. Life is always becoming more, and intelligence follows the same law. Every new thought leads to another. Every piece of knowledge leads to further learning, and every skill developed creates the desire for more growth. To grow in knowledge, ability, and experience, you must have resources. You must acquire wealth because living fully requires access to the things that support life. The desire for riches is not greed. It is life itself seeking greater expression. The same force that makes a plant grow is the force that drives you to seek more. The intelligent substance that makes up the universe wants to express itself more through you. And that means you should have all the resources you can use to expand your life. It is the natural purpose of the universe for you to be rich. The more wealth you have, the more freely and fully life can be expressed through you. Having abundance allows you to do more, experience more, and contribute more. The universe supports your desire for wealth. Nature is on your side, not against you. Accept this as truth and move forward with confidence. Your purpose, however, must align with the greater purpose of life itself. You should not seek wealth only for pleasure or indulgence. True life means fulfilling your potential physically, mentally, and spiritually, without excess or imbalance. You do not want wealth just for physical pleasure, nor do you want it only to satisfy intellectual ambitions, outshine others, or become famous. These are all aspects of life, but they are not the whole of it. You also do not need to pursue wealth purely for the good of others or sacrifice yourself for humanity. Helping others is a part of life, but it is not more important than your own growth. You do not serve the world by making yourself small. The best way to help others is by reaching your highest potential, and that requires wealth. It is right and good for you to focus on creating financial success. The intelligent substance seeks abundance for all, not just for a few. The process of getting rich must be based on creating, not competing. There is no need to take from others. You do not have to drive unfair bargains, cheat, or exploit anyone. No one has something that you cannot also have without taking it from them. The universe is limitless in its ability to create, and your success does not require someone else's loss. Your goal is to be a creator, not a competitor. Your wealth should be obtained in a way that benefits others, making the world richer as a whole. Some wealthy people accumulate money through competition, but their success is temporary. The world is shifting away from competition and toward creation. Just as the giant creatures of prehistoric times eventually disappeared, the age of competitive wealth building will also pass. The richest men of the past have not necessarily been the happiest or most fulfilled, proving that riches obtained through competition do not bring lasting satisfaction. If you want to get rich in a scientific and certain way, you must rise above competitive thinking. Never believe that wealth is limited, or that others are taking all the opportunities. The idea that wealth is being controlled by a few, or that you must fight to claim your share, is false. The moment you fall into this mindset, you weaken your creative power. There are untapped riches still waiting to be discovered. Gold in the mountains, resources beneath the earth, and infinite possibilities in the creative substance of the universe. If the visible supply ever runs low, the formless substance will generate more. Even if no gold had ever been discovered, it would be created if humanity needed it. The wealth you desire is already making its way to you, as long as you stay in the creative mindset. No one can prevent you from receiving what is meant for you. Do not worry about competition, large corporations or monopolies taking all the resources. You do not need to hurry or fear that someone else will claim what you want before you do. You are not taking from others. You are creating from an infinite source. Hold firmly to the truth. The universe is made of intelligent, thinking substance. Thought, when held in this substance, creates reality. By forming clear thoughts of what you desire and impressing them upon the formless substance, you will bring them into existence. Believe this fully, without doubt, and you will set in motion the forces that lead to wealth. Chapter 6. How riches come to you. When I say that you do not need to take advantage of others in business, I do not mean that you should avoid business dealings altogether. What I mean is that you should not seek to profit at the expense of others. Instead, you should ensure that in every transaction you provide more use value than the cash value you receive. This does not mean you can always give more in monetary worth than you take, but you can always ensure that what you provide enhances the lives of others in a meaningful way. For example, the material cost of this book may be small, but if the ideas within it bring you great financial success, then you have gained far more value than what you paid. On the other hand, if I were to convince an Eskimo to trade valuable furs for a painting that has no use to him, I would be taking unfair advantage. However, if I trade him a rifle worth much less in monetary value, but which allows him to hunt more effectively and improve his life, then he has made a beneficial deal. This is how all business should be conducted. Giving people something that adds more to their lives than what they exchange for it. When you move from competition to creation, you must examine your business practices carefully. If you are engaged in work that does not genuinely benefit others, you should leave it. The goal should always be to enrich the lives of those you deal with, ensuring that every transaction makes the world a better place. If you employ people, you will need to pay them less than the cash value they generate for the business, but you can structure your business in a way that allows them to grow, develop, and advance. Your business can serve as a stepping stone for those who work for you, providing them with the opportunity to improve their own lives. If an employee chooses not to take advantage of that opportunity, it is their decision, but the path should always be available to them. Creating wealth does not mean that riches will magically materialize before your eyes. If you desire something, such as a sewing machine, you should hold on to the certainty that it is on its way to you. Do not waver in this belief or speak as if it may not happen. Claim it as already yours. The intelligent substance of the universe will act upon people and circumstances to bring it to you in the best possible way. The means may be unexpected. Someone from a distant place may be led into a transaction that ultimately results in you receiving what you desire. When you align yourself with the creative process, everything falls into place to serve your needs. The intelligent substance that fills the universe has created all the sewing machines, houses, and wealth that exist today. It will continue to create more whenever people set the creative process in motion through faith and action. There is no limit to what can be produced, and you should not hesitate to ask for what you want. The universe itself desires your expansion and fulfillment. The desire you feel for more is the same force that drives all of creation. It is not selfish. It is life itself, seeking greater expression through you. Just as a child, struggling to play the piano, feels the urge of music within him, the longing you have for success and abundance is the same creative force that moves the entire universe. This is why you should never feel guilty about wanting wealth. Many people still hold on to the mistaken belief that poverty and self-sacrifice are somehow virtuous, or that asking for more is wrong. They believe that the world's resources are limited, and that by wanting more, they are taking from others. This is simply not true. The universe is constantly expanding, and there is always more being created. The belief that wealth is scarce is what keeps people poor. One example of this mistaken belief is a man who struggled with poverty for years. When he was first told to form a clear mental image of what he wanted, he could not bring himself to ask for much. He believed that it was unreasonable to desire great wealth, so he limited himself to picturing only small improvements. A new rug for his home, and a stove for heating. By following the creative process, he obtained these things within a few months. Only then did he realize that he had been thinking too small. He expanded his vision, picturing an entirely new and improved home, and began living in the right way to bring it into reality. Eventually, he owned the house he had imagined, and now he is working toward even greater goals. His success has been exactly in proportion to his faith, and the same is true for everyone. If you believe in scarcity, you will experience lack. If you believe in abundance and act in alignment with that belief, you will experience prosperity. The universe responds to thought, and the riches you desire are created when you hold on to the certainty that they are already coming to you. Chapter 7. Gratitude. The first step to acquiring wealth is to clearly communicate your desires to the formless, intelligent substance. To do this effectively, you must align yourself with it in a harmonious way. This alignment is achieved through gratitude, which is a fundamental principle in the process of creation. Gratitude keeps your mind connected to the source of all wealth and ensures that you remain in harmony with the creative forces of the universe. Many people remain in poverty not because they lack ability or effort, but because they fail to practice gratitude. When they receive something good, they do not acknowledge its source, and in doing so, they sever their connection with the supply of abundance. The closer you align yourself with the source of wealth, the more you will receive. Gratitude keeps you close to that source. The more you express gratitude for what you already have, the more good things will flow into your life. This is because gratitude shifts your mental state into a positive, receptive mode. It attunes your mind to the creative power of the universe and prevents you from slipping into competitive or fearful thinking. When you focus on abundance, you attract abundance. When you focus on limitation, you invite lack. There is a natural law of gratitude, just as there are natural laws in physics. Gratitude is a force that sends energy outward, and every action has an equal and opposite reaction. When you send gratitude to the source of all things, you activate a movement of abundance toward yourself. This is not just a spiritual principle, it is a psychological reality. When you draw near to the creative force with gratitude, it draws near to you. This principle is demonstrated in the life of Jesus, who always expressed gratitude before receiving. His thankfulness was an acknowledgement of the certainty that what he desired was already given. Gratitude is the foundation of faith, and faith is the power that turns thought into reality. Without gratitude, it is easy to become discouraged, doubtful, or dissatisfied, and these negative states push away the very things you seek. It is essential to guard your mind against dissatisfaction. The moment you allow yourself to focus on what is wrong with the world, what is lacking, or what is unfair, you begin to attract more of the same into your life. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you focus on poverty, struggle, or injustice, you reinforce those conditions in your experience. But if you fix your attention on abundance, beauty, and possibility, you will draw those things into your life. What you think about consistently, you become. The mind shapes itself to whatever it holds in focus. A person who is grateful and always thinking about the best will naturally rise to the best. A person who dwells on the negative will find themselves surrounded by negative conditions. Gratitude aligns you with success because it keeps your mind fixed on what is good, expanding, and abundant. Faith is a direct result of gratitude. A mind that is continuously grateful expects good things. An expectation grows into certainty. The more you give thanks, the more you believe in the flow of abundance, and the stronger your ability to create wealth becomes. Without gratitude, faith weakens. And without faith, you cannot generate wealth using the creative process. Therefore, make it a habit to be thankful for every good thing in your life. Express gratitude daily, not just for big blessings, but for every step forward. Recognize that all things, even those that seem unpleasant, are ultimately working for your benefit. Everything that has happened in history, the actions of industrial leaders, politicians, and even those you may criticize, has contributed to the opportunities available to you today. Rather than resenting the powerful figures of the past or present, recognize that they have helped shape the system through which your wealth will come. God, or the universal intelligence, is constantly working toward progress. The world is evolving, and every system, even those that seem flawed, plays a role in bringing about new opportunities. When old structures are no longer needed, they will naturally fade away. In the meantime, be grateful for everything that helps to create the channels through which abundance flows. By maintaining an attitude of gratitude, you stay in harmony with the forces that create wealth. You will draw success to yourself, and your life will expand in all areas. Gratitude is not just a practice. It is a way of thinking that transforms your reality. When you live in gratitude, you live in alignment with abundance, and the abundance of the universe moves toward you. Chapter 8. Thinking in the certain way. The first step toward achieving wealth is to form a clear and definite mental image of what you want. You cannot transmit an idea to the formless substance unless you fully understand and visualize it yourself. Many people fail in this process because they only have a vague sense of what they desire, lacking the detailed clarity needed to impress their thoughts onto the creative power of the universe. It is not enough to simply want wealth for the sake of doing good, or to wish for a better life in general terms. Everyone has those desires. To successfully create wealth, you must be specific. Your thoughts must be as precise as a message you would send to a friend. You would not randomly arrange words and expect them to make sense. You would construct a clear and meaningful statement. The same principle applies when impressing your desires onto the creative substance. To make this work, you must carefully define what you want, just as the man described earlier envisioned his house in great detail. Picture exactly what you desire, seeing it as if it already exists. Keep this image in your mind as consistently as a sailor keeps his eyes on the destination. You do not need to practice concentration exercises, set aside time for meditation, or engage in special rituals. What matters is that your desire is strong enough to naturally hold your attention, just as the magnetic pole holds a compass needle. The methods described are for those whose desire for success is strong enough to overcome mental laziness and inspire action. The more clearly you define your vision, the stronger your desire will become, and the easier it will be to maintain your focus. However, simply imagining what you want is not enough. A dreamer who only envisions a better life, but does not act upon it, will not create wealth. Behind your mental picture must be the firm intention to bring it into reality. You must have unwavering faith that what you desire is already yours and is on its way to you. This means mentally living in the reality of your desires before they manifest physically. Act as though you already have the things you want. Use them in your imagination, just as you will when they become tangible possessions. Hold on to this belief with absolute certainty. Take mental ownership of what you desire and cultivate a feeling of gratitude as though it has already arrived. A person who can truly give thanks for what exists only in their imagination demonstrates real faith. And faith is what brings things into physical reality. It is not necessary to repeatedly ask for what you want. Continuous pleading suggests doubt, not faith. Jesus taught that one should not use repetitive prayers, as the supreme intelligence already knows your needs. Instead, form a clear and well-organized vision of your desires and impress it upon the formless substance with conviction. The power that creates all things is both willing and able to bring you what you seek. Your faith must not be confined to moments of prayer. It must persist in every action you take. Success is not determined by how strongly you believe while praying, but by how steadfastly you maintain that faith while working. Setting aside time for prayer or affirmations is fine, but it is not enough. What matters is holding your vision and belief consistently, every hour of every day. The process of creation hinges on receiving. Once you have formed your vision, make an oral declaration of it in prayerful confidence. And from that moment, mentally receive it as yours. Live in the state of ownership. See yourself inhabiting the home you desire, wearing the clothes you want, traveling to the places you dream of, and enjoying the financial freedom you seek. Speak and think as if you already possess these things. However, this is not mere daydreaming. The difference between a dreamer and a creator is faith and purpose. Dreamers build castles in the air with no real belief in their fulfillment, while true creators hold the conviction that what they imagine is becoming reality. This is where the correct use of the will becomes essential. Chapter 9. How to use the will. To become rich in a scientific way, you must use your willpower only upon yourself. It is wrong to impose your will on others, just as it is wrong to force people physically to do your bidding. Coercing people mentally is no different from enslaving them, and taking from others through mental manipulation is just another form of theft. The science of getting rich does not require you to use force, whether mental or physical, on any person. In fact, any attempt to do so will only work against you. You do not need to use your will to control circumstances or to compel the universe to deliver what you want. That would be as pointless as trying to force the sun to rise. The intelligent substance from which all things come is already on your side, working for you. It desires to give you what you want even more than you desire to receive it. The only proper use of your will is to direct yourself, to keep your thoughts and actions aligned with the creative process. You must discipline yourself to think and act in the right way, maintaining a steady focus on your vision. Use your will to hold your mind firmly on what you want, without distraction or doubt. The more unwavering your faith and purpose, the faster your desires will materialize. Every clear thought you impress upon the formless substance sets forces in motion to bring it into reality. Everything around you, people, resources and opportunities, begins moving toward you to fulfill your vision. But you can disrupt this process by allowing doubt and fear to enter your mind. Just as faith attracts, doubt repels. Every moment spent worrying or questioning weakens the creative process and pushes what you want further away. This is why belief is so crucial. Jesus repeatedly emphasized the importance of belief, and now you understand why. Your beliefs shape your reality. What you focus on and expect with certainty is what comes to you. Therefore, you must guard your thoughts carefully. Your beliefs are shaped by what you give attention to, and your will must be used to keep your focus on abundance, not lack. If you desire wealth, you must not dwell on poverty. Nothing is created by thinking about its opposite. Studying disease does not create health, just as focusing on sin does not promote righteousness. Likewise, immersing yourself in stories of poverty will not bring prosperity. In fact, medicine has often increased disease, religion has sometimes magnified sin, and economic theories that focus on poverty tend to perpetuate it. Avoid filling your mind with thoughts of poverty. Do not read about it, discuss it, or analyze its causes. Your concern should be with the solution, not the problem. Charity does not eliminate poverty. It only sustains people in their current state. While kindness and generosity are good, traditional charity often reinforces the conditions it aims to fix. The best way to help the poor is not through sympathy, but through inspiration. If you truly want to help those in poverty, the most powerful thing you can do is to become rich yourself. By proving that wealth is attainable through the creative process, you show others that they can rise above their circumstances. People do not need handouts. They need motivation and belief in their own potential. Charity provides temporary relief, but inspiration lifts people permanently. Poverty will only disappear when enough people learn to create wealth instead of competing for limited resources. Those who rise by competition often block others from advancing, but those who build wealth through creation open doors for many others to follow. Every person who gets rich by creative means becomes an example for thousands of others, proving that abundance is possible for all. You are not being cold-hearted or indifferent when you refuse to engage in discussions about poverty or immerse yourself in stories of suffering. You are simply choosing to focus on abundance, which is the only way to create more of it. Use your willpower to keep your thoughts away from lack and firmly fixed on the vision of prosperity. By doing so, you align yourself with the laws of abundance and set in motion the forces that will bring wealth into your life. Chapter 10. Further use of the will. There exists a thinking substance from which all things are made. This substance fills the universe and responds to thought. When a thought is held in this substance, it takes physical form. A person can create what they think about by impressing their thoughts upon the formless substance. To do this, one must shift from a mindset of competition to one of creation. The world is not a place of limited resources to be fought over. Rather, it is an ever-expanding field of opportunities. Instead of struggling against others, focus on generating new value through creative thought and action. The clearer and more definite your mental image of what you desire, the more effectively it will take shape in the material world. This image must be held with strong purpose and unwavering faith. Doubt, fear, and conflicting ideas will only interfere with this process. You must guard your mind carefully and keep it focused on abundance rather than scarcity. Many people fail because they allow themselves to be distracted by opposing theories, pessimistic thinking, or unnecessary complications. The key to success is simplicity, holding your vision steadily and acting in alignment with it. The mind must remain free from distractions and negative influences. Avoid dwelling on poverty, hardship, or the struggles of the past. Looking back at financial difficulties or discussing them with others only reinforces their presence in your life. Instead, turn your full attention toward prosperity, seeing both yourself and others as moving toward greater wealth. The best way to help those who are poor is not by sympathizing with their struggles, but by demonstrating the way out of poverty. Charity sustains people temporarily, but inspiration lifts them permanently. The most effective way to contribute to the world is by proving through your own life that abundance is possible for everyone. To achieve wealth, commit fully to this understanding. Do not scatter your thoughts across multiple systems or philosophies. Stick to one clear path until you have succeeded. Reading conflicting ideas will only introduce doubt and slow your progress. Focus only on that which reinforces your vision of success. There is no need to seek mystical or supernatural guidance. The universe already operates on a precise and orderly system, and your role is to align with it. Seeking messages from the dead or engaging in speculative spiritual theories will only create confusion. The afterlife, if it exists, is not your concern. Your concern is to fully live and express the life you have now. Everything in the world is moving toward greater expression, fulfillment, and abundance. The formless substance of the universe is designed to bring forth whatever is impressed upon it with faith and purpose. When you act in harmony with this principle, you will see the results in your life. With this foundation in place, the next step is to put these principles into practice by living and acting in a certain way. Chapter 11. Acting in the certain way. Thought is the creative force that sets the process of wealth building in motion, but thought alone is not enough. Many people fail because they do not connect their mental vision with real-world action. We have not yet reached the stage where things materialize instantly from formless substance without any human effort. Thought attracts what you desire, but personal action is required to receive and use it. You can influence the movement of wealth toward you, but gold will not mine itself, refine itself, and roll into your pocket. Instead, people and events will be directed in ways that align with your vision, bringing opportunities and resources into your reach. However, you must be prepared to receive what you ask for by taking the right actions at the right time. You cannot expect to get something for nothing. The principle of fair exchange still applies. You must give in order to receive, providing greater use value than the cash value you take in return. It is important not to fall into the illusion that you can project your thoughts out into the world to control things or people. Thought alone does not do the work. It sets creative forces in motion through natural and logical channels. Your part is not to control how things happen, but to hold firmly to your vision, remain focused on your purpose, and maintain unwavering faith and gratitude. The creative process works best when you trust it, rather than try to micromanage its unfolding. You must act in a certain way, ensuring that you are in position to receive what you have asked for. The things you desire will come to you through natural means, often through the hands of others who expect a fair exchange. You must take action so that when opportunities arise, you are ready to seize them. One of the greatest pitfalls in this process is inaction. Many people set creative forces in motion through their desires, but fail to act, leaving themselves unprepared to receive what they want. Thought brings what you seek toward you, but action allows you to claim it. And the time to act is always now. You cannot act in the past, and you cannot act in the future. The only moment you can control is the present, and your effectiveness depends on directing your full attention and energy to what you are doing now. Do not delay action because you feel you are in the wrong business or environment. You do not need to wait for a perfect situation before you begin. Take immediate action in your current position while holding the vision of where you want to be. When you act in faith, the right opportunities will come to you, and your current situation will transform into something better. Do not divide your attention between the present and the future. If you act today while worrying about tomorrow, your efforts will be weakened. Focus fully on today's work, doing it well, and trust that tomorrow will take care of itself. If your job or business does not seem ideal, do not despair. Hold the vision of the work you desire while using your current position as a stepping stone. Your present environment is the means through which you will reach a better one. Avoid the temptation to search endlessly for some unusual or extraordinary action to take as a first step. More often than not, the actions that will lead to wealth are those you have already been performing. but they must now be done in a certain way, with purpose, faith, and excellence. Whatever your work is, do it well, and with confidence that it is leading you toward your vision. If you are in a job that does not fulfill you, do not rely solely on thought to attract a better one. Hold the vision of your desired work, but also take decisive action in your current role. Faith and vision will set creative forces in motion to bring new opportunities to you, but your actions will create the pathway that leads you to them. The same principle applies if you are seeking a better business or financial situation. You must move toward what you want with deliberate effort. The process of getting rich requires a shift from competition to creation. You must hold a clear mental image of what you want, with a fixed purpose and unwavering faith that you will receive it. Doubt and fear will only weaken your progress, so you must close your mind to anything that could shake your confidence. Above all, you must act now. The opportunities you seek are already moving towards you, and your immediate task is to prepare yourself to receive them. Act decisively in your present situation, knowing that every step you take is leading you toward the wealth and success you envision. Chapter 12. Efficient Action. To achieve success, you must begin where you are and take full advantage of your present situation. You must do all that you can with what you have, ensuring that every task is completed with excellence. The world moves forward because individuals exceed the expectations of their current positions. If no one fully met the demands of their role, society would stagnate or decline. Those who fail to contribute fully create a burden on progress, slowing down the advancement of society, industry, and commerce. Evolution, whether in nature or human society, happens when there is an excess of life, when an organism outgrows its current capabilities, leading to higher development. In the same way, your success depends on your ability to grow beyond your present conditions. Each day must be a success, for a series of successful days will inevitably lead to wealth. If you neglect even the smallest task, you cannot predict how it might delay or prevent the fulfillment of your greater desires. The universe is constantly arranging opportunities, and failing to act on a small step could block a significant breakthrough. While you must take all possible action, this does not mean overworking yourself or rushing through tasks in an attempt to accomplish more in less time. It is not the number of actions you take, but the efficiency of each action that determines success. Every act, no matter how minor, is either effective or ineffective. A life filled with ineffective acts results in failure, while a life filled with effective acts leads inevitably to success. Those who fail often do too many things inefficiently rather than focusing on doing the right things well. Since success is simply the result of performing a sufficient number of effective actions, and since you have access to infinite power, you have the ability to make each action a success. Every act must be infused with the full power of your faith and purpose. Many people make the mistake of separating mental power from physical action, thinking positive thoughts at one time but performing their daily tasks without intention or focus. When all your energy and purpose is directed into every act, success follows naturally, and each accomplishment leads to greater accomplishments. Success builds upon itself, just as life naturally expands. When you begin moving toward a fuller life, opportunities and resources are drawn to you in increasing amounts. The desire for more life creates momentum, multiplying the effects of your efforts. By consistently acting with efficiency and purpose, you accelerate your progress. It is not necessary to hold every detail of your vision in your mind at all times while working. Instead, use your leisure time to refine and strengthen your mental image until it becomes so deeply embedded in your consciousness that simply recalling it instantly fuels your faith and effort. The more clearly you define your vision, the more powerfully it will be impressed upon the creative substance of the universe. Through continuous contemplation, your vision will become an automatic source of motivation and inspiration. At this stage, it is clear that thought alone is not enough. Purposeful, effective action is essential. The process of creating wealth is simple. Form a clear mental image of what you want. Maintain faith that it is coming to you, and take effective action every day toward that goal. When every thought, belief, and action is aligned with your purpose, success is inevitable. Chapter 13. Getting into the right business. Success in any business or profession depends on possessing and developing the necessary faculties for that particular field. A musician must have musical ability, a craftsman must have mechanical skill, and a merchant must have business acumen. However, having the right talents alone does not guarantee wealth. Many talented individuals remain poor because they do not use their abilities in the right way. Your mental faculties are the tools you use to succeed. While having well-developed talents makes success easier, it is not a requirement. If you lack a skill, you can develop it. No person is permanently limited by the abilities they were born with. If you have a strong desire to pursue a particular field, that desire itself is evidence that you have the potential to succeed in it. Where there is no ability, there is no desire. The very fact that you want to do something means that you have the power to do it. It only needs to be cultivated. While it may be easier to achieve wealth in a field where you already have natural talent, you will find the most satisfaction in doing what you truly want to do. Life is meant to be fulfilling, and no one should be confined to work they dislike. If you must do something undesirable in the short term, use it as a stepping stone to reach your ultimate goal. Knowing that your current work is leading to what you truly want will make it more enjoyable. If you are in the wrong profession or business, do not make a sudden change out of frustration. The best way to transition is through steady growth. However, if the right opportunity arises and you are confident in your decision, do not be afraid to take it. There is no need for haste or anxiety on the creative plane. Opportunities are abundant, and no one can take what is meant for you. If you feel uncertain, wait and reflect on your vision. Strengthen your faith and cultivate gratitude, as this will bring you into alignment with the right decisions. There is a universal intelligence that knows everything. And by maintaining a strong connection through faith, purpose, and gratitude, you will receive guidance. Mistakes happen when decisions are made out of fear, doubt, or a forgetfulness of the ultimate purpose, which is to create more life for yourself and others. When you act with confidence, patience, and gratitude, you align yourself with the natural flow of abundance, ensuring success in whatever path you choose. As you continue in the certain way, opportunities will come to you more frequently. To make the most of them, you must remain steadfast in your faith and purpose, while maintaining a deep sense of gratitude. Each day, do everything you can with excellence, but without haste, worry, or fear. Move forward as quickly as possible, but never allow yourself to hurry. The moment you start to rush, you shift from the creative mindset to a competitive one, which hinders your progress. If you catch yourself hurrying, stop immediately, refocus on your vision, and give thanks for the wealth that is coming to you. Gratitude will always renew your faith and strengthen your purpose. Regardless of whether you plan to change vocations, your actions for now must focus on your current work. Use your present business or job as the foundation for greater success by performing your task in a certain way. If your work involves interacting with people, whether in person or through written communication, your goal should always be to convey the impression of increase. This is what all people seek, whether in wealth, knowledge, comfort, or personal growth. The fundamental drive of life is expansion, and everything in nature follows this law. Wherever life ceases to expand, decline begins. Jesus expressed this principle in the parable of the talents, illustrating that only those who seek and create increase will retain and multiply what they have, while those who fail to grow will lose even what they possess. The desire for wealth is not wrong. It is a natural expression of life's aspiration for greater fulfillment, because this desire is deeply ingrained in human nature. People are drawn to those who can help them experience more abundance. By following the principles of creative wealth building, you're not only increasing your own prosperity, but also contributing to the advancement of everyone you interact with. You must see yourself as a center of increase, radiating abundance to all who come into contact with you. Be certain of this fact and communicate it, not through words alone, but through your presence and actions. Every interaction, no matter how small, even something as simple as selling a piece of candy to a child, should carry the energy of growth and progress. Everyone who deals with you should feel that they have gained something from the experience. Every action should express the idea of advancement, so that people perceive you as someone who is moving forward and helping others move forward as well. This applies not just in business, but in social interactions as well. Even when you are not selling anything, let the thought of increase be present in your dealings with others. You can convey this sense of increase by maintaining an unshakable faith that you are on the path of growth and success. Let this belief fill every action you take. Act with the quiet conviction that you are becoming richer and, in the process, enriching the lives of others. Avoid boastfulness, as it is often a sign of underlying fear and doubt. True faith does not need to be loudly proclaimed. It is evident in a person's presence and actions. Let your confidence in your increasing wealth express itself naturally in everything you do. People will sense it without needing to be told, and they will be drawn to you because of it. The impression of increase is irresistible, and when people feel it from you, they will seek to associate with you and support your success. To attract success, you must make others feel that associating with you will bring them growth and benefit. Ensure that you always give more in use value than you take in cash value. Take pride in delivering more than what is expected, and let this be widely known. People naturally seek increase, and they will gravitate toward those who provide it. The supreme intelligence, which desires expansion for all, will draw people and opportunities to you even from unexpected places. As your business or profession expands, you will find yourself making larger connections, gaining greater advantages, and possibly transitioning into a more fulfilling line of work. However, throughout this process, you must never lose sight of your vision or waver in your faith and purpose. One of the greatest dangers on the path to wealth is the temptation to seek power over others. Many people, driven by a desire to dominate, have caused suffering throughout history, whether through war, political oppression, or business exploitation. The true path to wealth is not through control, but through service and contribution. The world of competition is built on the desire for mastery over others. Those who seek to rule through money or influence fall into the same trap as tyrants and kings of the past. This desire to dominate is the essence of the competitive mindset, which leads to struggle, conflict, and uncertainty. Jesus warned against this in his teachings, contrasting the selfish ambitions of the Pharisees with the higher calling of seeking the common good. If you are drawn into the pursuit of power for its own sake, you will find yourself caught in a cycle of struggle rather than creation. Instead, cultivate the creative mindset, which seeks growth and prosperity not just for yourself, but for everyone. The best expression of this principle is found in the words of Golden Rule Jones. What I want for myself, I want for everybody. This approach applies to every profession, whether you are a business owner, a professional, or a wage earner. A physician who maintains a clear vision of himself as a successful healer and works with faith and purpose will find himself in close alignment with the source of life. His success will be evident, and patients will be drawn to him. Healing follows the same universal principles as wealth creation. Faith, purpose, and gratitude activate the forces of increase. In the realm of religion, the world seeks spiritual leaders who can teach the true principles of abundant life. A preacher who masters these teachings and demonstrates them through his own life will never lack a following. The most powerful sermons are those that are lived, not just spoken. A minister who embodies health, prosperity, wisdom, and love will naturally attract a congregation eager to learn from him. The same applies to teachers, who can inspire their students with the faith and purpose of advancement. A teacher who holds a strong vision of success will naturally pass that vision onto their students, ensuring that they, too, aspire to greater things. This principle holds true for every profession, whether law, real estate, dentistry, insurance, or any other field. The combination of right thinking and right action cannot fail. Those who diligently follow these instructions, maintaining unwavering faith and purpose, will inevitably become wealthy. The law of increase is as precise as the law of gravity. Success follows naturally for those who act in harmony with it. Even wage earners should not feel that they are excluded from the path to wealth. Regardless of their current position, they can form a clear vision of what they want and act with confidence. Opportunities will emerge, wages will increase, and the right path will open before them. What matters is not their starting point, but their adherence to the principles of faith, gratitude, and purposeful action. To achieve success and wealth, do everything in the best way possible every day. Put the power of success and the purpose of growth into all your actions. But do not do this merely to win the approval of your employer, in the hope of being promoted. Employers often keep good workers in their positions because they are valuable where they are. If you want to advance, you must not only outgrow your current role, but also have a clear vision of what you want to become. Believe that you can achieve it, and be determined to do so. Your work should not be done just to impress others, but as a means of personal advancement. Hold on to the faith and purpose of increase at all times. During work, after work, and in your personal life, let this energy radiate from you so that everyone who interacts with you, Whether a supervisor, co-worker, or friend senses your drive and potential. People will be drawn to you, and opportunities will appear. If advancement is not possible in your current job, another opportunity will soon present itself. The universe always makes a way for those who are moving forward in the right way. No situation can keep you trapped if you are determined to rise. If working in a corporation does not offer the wealth you seek, there are countless other paths, such as starting a small business or working independently. The key is to begin moving in the certain way, and doors will open. Even powerful corporations cannot hold workers in poor conditions if those workers awaken to the truth that they have the power to rise. The only people who remain trapped are those who do not know the principles of wealth or who are too indifferent to apply them. When you begin to think and act in the certain way, you will quickly recognize opportunities. They will come naturally, and the supreme intelligence, which works for the advancement of all, will guide them to you. When an opportunity to improve your situation appears and you feel drawn to it, take it immediately. That step will lead to greater opportunities. The universe is structured to support the forward movement of those who are growing, ensuring that all things work together for your good. Some may reject the idea that there is an exact science to getting rich, believing that wealth is limited, and that social or political changes are required before people can prosper. While existing systems do contribute to economic inequality, they persist only because the masses do not think and act in the certain way. If enough individuals adopt the mindset and methods described here, no government or economic system can prevent their success. In fact, the system itself will be forced to adapt to accommodate their forward movement. Any individual, regardless of current circumstances, can enter the certain way and become wealthy. As more people adopt this mindset, economic structures will evolve to reflect the new reality of abundance. There is no fixed limit to wealth. Those who act with faith, vision, and purpose will inevitably rise, and their success will create opportunities for others. The path to wealth is always open to those who are willing to take it. The more people who become rich through competition, the worse it is for others, as it fosters a mindset of scarcity and struggle. However, the more people who become rich through creativity, the better it is for everyone, as it contributes to collective growth and prosperity. The economic upliftment of society depends on increasing the number of people who apply the scientific principles of wealth creation and achieve success. These individuals will serve as examples, inspiring others to seek abundance, believe in its attainability, and commit to achieving it. For now, it is enough to understand that neither government policies nor competitive economic structures can prevent you from becoming rich. When you shift to the creative plane of thought, you transcend these limitations and step into a higher reality. However, you must never lose focus and slip back into competitive thinking, which views wealth as limited and fosters fear and rivalry. The moment you find yourself thinking in a competitive way, correct yourself immediately. Remaining on the creative plane ensures that you are aligned with the universal power that brings wealth and opportunity. Avoid wasting energy on worrying about future obstacles. Focus only on today's work and do it with excellence. Do not concern yourself with how you will overcome difficulties that seem far ahead. When the time comes, you will find that they either disappear or present a clear path forward. No external circumstance, no crisis, no unfavorable condition can stop a person who follows the principles of wealth with precision and faith. Success in this way is as exact and reliable as a mathematical formula. Just as 2 multiplied by 2 always equals 4, applying these principles will inevitably lead to wealth. Guard your words carefully. Never speak about yourself or your circumstances in a discouraging way. Never admit the possibility of failure or suggest that external conditions are preventing success. Hard times and economic downturns may affect those who operate on the competitive plane, but they cannot hinder you. You are creating what you desire, and as a creator, you are beyond fear. Difficult times offer the greatest opportunities. When others see decline, you must see growth. Train yourself to view the world as a place of constant expansion, and to recognize that what may appear to be negative is simply an unfinished stage of progress. Always speak in terms of advancement, as to do otherwise is to undermine your own faith. Doubt and disappointment have no place in this process. If something you expect does not materialize at the time you hoped, do not see it as failure. Instead, trust that a better outcome is on its way. One student of these principles worked tirelessly to secure a business opportunity he believed was ideal. Despite his efforts, the deal mysteriously fell apart. Instead of being disappointed, he remained grateful and continued to move forward. Soon after, a far greater opportunity presented itself, one he would not have pursued had his original plan succeeded. What he initially saw as failure turned out to be a blessing in disguise. This is how all apparent failures will turn out if you maintain your faith, stay committed to your vision, practice gratitude, and take all the right actions each day. When you feel like you have failed, it is likely because you did not aim high enough. Keep going, and something even greater than what you originally sought will come to you. Success is not dependent on whether you currently have the skills or abilities necessary to achieve your goals. If you follow these principles, you will develop all the talents you need along the way. The same source of wisdom and power that enabled Lincoln to lead his country, despite his lack of formal education, is available to you. There is no limit to the intelligence and ability you can access. When you reach a challenge, the ability to overcome it will be provided to you. Keep moving forward with absolute confidence. Thank you for listening.